Second to that, we know the power of focus. Focusing on one thing and doing, how did you distribute yourself and become excellent in all of them?
Wow. The truth is, first thing I will be very, I'll be very honest with you. It took me time to know that for me, marketing was like a calling. I stumbled into it accidentally. My first year of working, when I graduated from school, I worked with a publishing house. I love reading. I read a lot, a whole lot. And so I was an editor. I had to do editing and all. My first degree was in marketing. It was in literature. So I was in editing and all that. Then there was a problem. We publish, we sell books, general titles, educational titles, and there was a problem. The fellow who covered the sales rep for one part of the country, he had a problem. I can't remember all the details of it was anyway. So there was nobody to cover that bit. And my MD just came one afternoon, called me, is a foreigner, white man. He called me and said, look, Kola, I'm sending you to the Midwest to go and cover sales, the territory. I'm like, hey, I've never done this in my life. I mean, I was intimidated, I was scared, So he says, no, I know you can do it and all that. And he got one of me to understudy my two colleagues. One was covering the southwest part, the other was covering Lagos State. And after 2 weeks of tutorial, they threw me out there. Of course, I've always been one person who believes that anything I must do it well. I don't believe in doing things shoddily. So I got into it, and before long, I remember it was April that year, I joined the sales force. But of course, God is not a case of I'm just telling you theories. Like yesterday, to show you guys a copy of my own, exactly, so that this is how it is done. So number one, develop a spirit of excellence. Because remember, we are talking here about finding your way to the top. So I will not venture into anything if I'm not going to give it my best. And remember, I said, you do what you love. When you do what you love, it comes easily. The ideas just flow. They just flow. They just flow. They just flow. Do you want me to answer? Do you want me to be honest with you? These slides you saw now, I prepared them this afternoon. Yeah. Because it's there. It's there. You cannot give what you don't have. I mean, I could have made it a lot long, like I said, because, I know that we are constrained for time. If Apostle had told me that, oh, this 1 week, come and teach us to do business, then I say yes. And I will settle down. We will take all the session. We will tear it into pieces, bit by bit by bit. I will even give you exercises. Okay, now do this, do that, do that. Just like I asked you to write some, do it. I will go over it. The idea will be by the time you are leaving here, at the end of the week, you are able to at least come up with. Yeah, you may not be able to do the financials because you are not an accounting person, but at least the general body of you can do. You can do. I don't know if I've answered your question. So, every person, you have your strengths. And to be honest with you, I'm not an expert at everything. No, I'm not. There is no person who is an expert at everything. Because even in the business planning we're talking about now, I mean, if I sit down with her, I I mean, I will be flawed in the financials. But as she's talking to me, I have an idea of what she's saying. But with the, I was telling Apostle how, my father-in-law got a few of us to do something for the ministry. I sat down with marketing strategy. That is my area of strength. I sat down with it. I sat down with it. So the truth is, if you have many strengths, it is possible to have many strengths. It's possible. But I would recommend that you make yourself a guru in one or two. At least let it be known that if, like we said yesterday, if they are looking for, by the way, I will be talking about that maybe on Sunday, if not tomorrow. If they click on the internet, they Google your name. In fact, the goal should be that among the first 10 that will come out, your name should pop up. But you see, if you dissipate your strengths, you cannot. So that is why I focus on the few things I'm good at, but because my goal in the cash flow quadrant, please can you go back there? My goal in the cash flow quadrant, one of the early slides, I think slide number 8 or so. Because my goal is to eventually be here, there are things I'm doing right now that don't necessarily need my attention. I don't need my attention. There's a friend of mine. He came in from the UK before I came. I mean, he's asked me to do a business plan for him. He knows I can do it. He knows I can do it. So, known for one or two things. If you are multi-talented, be known for one or two things. I mean, soak yourself into it. Know all you can about it. Read books about it. Go. A lot of the courses if you saw my CV yesterday, those trainings I went for, I paid myself to go, and they were expensive. They were expensive. Because, I mean, I can stand here and talk today because what you know, nobody can take from you. So you can focus on one thing. It is better to focus on what you are strong in anyway. Yes. Even though you guys didn't raise your hand, but anyway.
This is my question.
Yes.
What is the force which triggers consistent commitment?
Sorry, what is the force?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which triggers consistent commitment in whichever thing which you want to do. Like, for example, you've taught us about writing a business plan.
Yeah.
You've written the business plan. You've discovered your purpose. Now, what is the source of the force which will trigger you to always be committed to that particular business plan or purpose idea until you achieve it?
Simple. Vision. Vision. What do I mean by vision? If you remember, I said that success is not an accident. It begins with a vision for yourself, a long-term future. Your vision triggers your natural creativity to come up with idea after idea. You see, if, for example, you have a dream to see your students, to see himself achieving it. So you understand? So you see, people don't have motivation or drive because they don't have any vision. They have any vision. So you see, when you have that vision, the vision drives you. No wonder the Bible says, make the vision plain, so that he that reads will run with it. You will run. I mean, it's you cannot, it drives you. Like somebody said, vision is not what you see. Want to relent. No, I am going after this thing. Do I make myself clear? So if you don't have a vision, you can even say, God, give me a vision of, greatness. God, I really want to go to the top, but I don't know how to get there. Lord God, give me a vision to pursue. Because the truth is, every one of us, we were created to fulfill a purpose. We were created for something. And that thing we were created for can act, it has the seeds of greatness inside of us. Inside of us. So it's for you to discover it. When you now discover it, you pursue it. You pursue it. There's a story of a lady who, when she was very, very young, they asked her what she wanted to be. She said she wanted to be first lady. Do you know that before she died, she became first lady? She found her way to when she was a young lady, she found her way to the military barracks and began to move among the officers. She zeroed in on the one who was very, very ambitious, first lady. True life story. I just won't mention names. Yes, let me take your own.
Thank you so much for today's presentation.
Thank
Mine
you.
is more of an observation plus a question.